Good evening. In our news for tonight. The Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army says no military aircrafts were allowed to cross Jordan's airspace by any country linked in regional conflict. Iran says last night's attacks by Israel killed 2 soldiers in the northwestern parts of the country. And international human rights organizations condemn Israel's intentional attacks on health facilities in the Gaza Strip. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army said no military aircraft were allowed to cross Jordan's airspace by any country linked in regional conflicts. A military source affirmed that the army was closely following up the military escalation that occurred during the past hours. It stressed that the Royal Jordanian Air Force was monitoring the situation with remarkable interest and ready to protect the kingdom's airspace. The military called on citizens to get information from its official sources and avoid rumors that has no basis or facts. Jordan has condemned Israeli airstrikes on Iran, calling it a breach of international law and the sovereignty of the country, and marks a dangerous escalation in the region. Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Soufiane Liqda said such attacks threaten the security and stability of the region and the global community as a whole. He called on the international community to take immediate measures to halt the Israeli aggression on Gaza, the West Bank, and Lebanon to de-escalate regional tensions. The Iranian army said last night's attacks by Israel killed 2 soldiers in the northwestern parts of the country. In a statement, the military confirmed that the strikes targeted military bases, reporting that the attacks resulted in only limited damage. Iran has resumed flights on all routes after a brief suspension following the attack. For its part, Israel said it carried out strikes on Iran, hitting about 20 sites over several hours in the capital, Tehran, Khuzestan, and Shiraz. Jordan condemned Israel's systematic and barbaric attacks on health facilities in Gaza, the latest of which was storming the Kamal Adwan hospital in the northern parts of the enclave. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Soufiane Liqda said that targeting of hospitals is a violation of international and humanitarian laws, holding Israel responsible for the safety of civilians and medical crews. Liqda said targeting Kamal Adwan Hospital and its medical staff, a dangerous escalation in the continued path of Israel's army destruction of vital facilities in the Strip, and adds up to more suffering of the civilians. In the Gaza Strip, the health ministry said Israeli attacks have killed at least 77 Palestinians and wounded nearly 290 over the last 48 hours. The ministry said the Palestinian death toll from the Israeli onslaught since October of last year has climbed to almost 43,000, while the number of the wounded reached more than 100,830 people. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization said on Friday it had lost all communications with its teams working in the area of Kamal Adwan Hospital in besieged northern Gaza. To the latest developments in Lebanon, Hezbollah said it has carried out drone and rocket attacks on Israeli soldiers and a military base. The group said in a statement that its fighters had launched a salvo of rockets at Israeli soldiers on the outskirts of the village of Aita Shab. Meanwhile, Lebanon's health ministry said 41 people were killed and 133 wounded in Israeli attacks across the country yesterday. The Israeli military had earlier reported the explosion of a large quantity of explosives in Lebanon that was strong enough to trigger earthquake warnings in large parts of Israel. That's the end of our news for tonight. Thank you for watching.